This video is an official presentation from the Canadian Monarchy of Canada. Any reproduction is not permitted without formal authorization and signed consent from the Royal Monarchy of Canada. Thank you. Cette vidéo est une présentation officielle de la monarchie canadienne. Toute reproduction est interdite sans autorisation formelle et consentement signé de la monarchie royale du Canada. Merci.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Monique, and I'm the new Queen of Canada and Commonwealth for the Canadian monarchy. I'm here today to review with you some of what are the things that are happening around the world and what is happening with the Canadian government and all the other government linked with Commonwealth. And this is an important discussion. It's relating most of what we're seeing right now on social media and how much of it is true or false. But mostly we need to remember that the trend is the objective they have right now with stealing Canada and everything you've invested over the years, stealing Commonwealth, New Zealand, Australia, and United Kingdom. And as you already know, probably, that Prince Charles has not received the inheritance for Canada and Commonwealth. And it's been actually 4 years that they tried to falsify this information to be able to collect information from the Canadian government. So they're sort of copying everything inside the government and using your money right now to finance their own strategy to make a copy of the Canadian government and call themselves the leader eventually. We have right now a new governor, and then the governor has been assigned by Mark Carney, and Mark Carney has the objective to steal the crown of Canada and Commonwealth. It's an important steal for globalization, and it would be 17 countries right from the bat, so they would be sort of controlling those countries, and they would be also controlling all the ones that are linked with Commonwealth. So I think it makes overall 49 countries. This is a guess. I haven't taken really the time to count how many, but this is a lot. And that's a count that you have to keep in mind, since that count is what is required right now to globalize the strategy of the one world order. That is to make this planet an industrial resources. And sorry, I have a fight with my hair this morning. And what's very important for us in Canada and for all the other Commonwealth countries is this is still a strategy. This is not a resolution. They are actively trying to lure population about saying that they are a Canadian government. But if you look carefully, any posting that is done, nothing refers to the logo of the government of Canada, and it's probably the same thing with Australia, New Zealand, and United Kingdom. They've been using a single logo of a crown and Prince Charles' crown logo to identify everything. And the intention for Prince Charles is to steal back the power of those countries, as it's going to make him very powerful around the world. And he was probably hoping to have that power when Queen Elizabeth died, and thinking that he would be one of the main leaders around the world to one world order. He is actually behind a World Economic Forum. For the people that doesn't know what it is, it's a fabrication in a way, because when you think about it, it's mostly used as an external, independent, non-sovereign government, and they use it to copy the information from Canadian government. So Mark Carney is act as an agent of World Economic Forum. And then it's very important that you remember that name, because this is the government that is trying to invade Commonwealth country. They are helped by European Union, and they are also pushed and assisted by the G20. G20 is the group of leaders that are leading countries around the world, and they want globalization. They want one world order. Very importantly, and I'll show you in that presentation, those are three different groups. They are the same people. Very important. It's just to confuse the understanding right now. And it's very important that you keep that in mind, that it's just a confusion. World Economic Forum is the action of building the government and strategy. So they copy the laws we have in place, and they copy everything, so they don't have to redo it, you understand? So if you don't have to redo it, all you have to do is insert yourself, change the logo progressively, call who's going to lead it. So they've been naming themselves a own governor, because there is actually a flip-flop that has been happening, just like they did with the other prime ministers and authority in place, luring people. They're not voted people, they're not elected people, they're not sworn people by a formal legal authority of royal. So I did not sworn any of those people in place. The prime ministers, same thing. So since this is very important, because this is where is all the legal things about what they're doing. That's the reason why it makes them legally war criminal. And I'm coming with the following of this, because this is where is the true action right now. So we have a group, World Economic Forum, that has already invaded the country, and they've been putting more and more people linked with World Economic Forum in authority, and more they're gonna make you vote for them, but eventually they will remove voting. It's gonna be a dictatorship of Canada, and World Economic Forum is a dictatorship, external, international, illegal government that tries to bring this island of power in Canada. Why Canada? Canada, it's because the crown that has been given by Queen Elizabeth is the crown of Canada and Commonwealth. So if you get the crown of Canada, you also get the power of Commonwealth countries. And that's what Mark Carney is trying to do right now. And then they've been hiring a false governor, because this is not a legal governor that is in place in Canada. It's not been sworn by a legal royal authority that has possession of those authority, and then they're all falsificating everything. And that lady that they've put in place, she used to be a lawyer for United Nations. And what's important here is they are actually trying to protect themselves, because there is a frenetic tendency right now of talking about what's been happening with vaccine, and the more and more we're getting to know what's been happening with that injection, and how it's been damaging people, and how it's going to damage people more and more over the years. We were expecting 10 years when they started that vaccine, medically talking. I'm a person with a medical background, and it's very important, because that vaccine, as scientific were exposing what's happening during vaccination, was truly stating that they were damaging people's health, as they were seeing and death. So it went as far as 400 million people in the world with death or damaged health And every year we get 20 to 40%, depending on the age, count of people that are dying or getting sick because of that vaccine. They also have instituted like fabrication of fake food, and they've been feeding animals with those spike protein, and they've been doing fake food, and we don't know if they use human stem cells or if they use animal stem cells to grow those meat. It could be human cells and they're growing it. We don't know what they're doing with human body when people die. So there's a lot of things that are weird, and it's very much linked to that group, World Economic Forum. Those are Kabbalists. Kabbalists, they do have dark culture, and if you read on it, I'm not a fan of that culture, and I'm a person that is linked to God, and God is helping us right now. And as much as you may not believe in it, he's there, he's very present, and he's guiding us to the exit of all this. And they fear that, actually, because if they are a satanic group, God for them is the supreme power. And this is a fight that is happening in a spiritual world, and you've probably heard about it. And it's very much what's happening. If you are interested in reading about that, there's a lot of stuff on the internet. So you can look at Illuminati, you can look at Kabbalist, you can go at World Economic Forum, you can look into a Freemason group, so the 33rd degree Freemason. Look in that. This is not a constructive group. They use a lot of dark strategy now, and it's been like that, raising and increasing around the world for the past 70 years. So it's restarted that power after the Hitler war in Europe, and how they were wanting to take the control of countries. So this is the same thing. It's a more modern way of presenting it. This is what it is. So, and how we got there, it's very important. But this is what they've been using as words. So we've had the Third Reich in 1940-ish and finished in 1945. And that war was to make a race that was a pure race. So pure race of what? We may not have known completely right now, but we understand that satanic race is what they want to lead that planet. So they want to move out the God's power, and humanity is very important, because humanity is what it is supposed to be the planet for. So they've been putting that planet and how it is, so people were able to use it for their day-to-day living and protect it, and to keep it healthy and produce all the need for their basic needs. Everything else is industrial, and industrial are toys. Yeah, I call it toys. So a car is a toy for me, a phone is a toy, computer is a toy, everything is a toy. It's a technology that is meant to replace something that people doesn't need. And then you need a computer only because you want to get linked to the system that are maintained by those industrial groups. Right now, we've had a pullback around the world with globalization, with industrials, and there's a lot of other industrial that are still pushing it. And the USA is one of the main leader of globalization right now around the world. They have all the reason for it, And the main reason, sorry for all the ease, it's I'm thinking as I'm talking to you, so it's my way of resetting my thinking. It's very important that you understand that USA are actually lying to people. All the groups of politics that are in place in USA have been doing the same thing. So none of those groups are different. If you think that any of those groups have had a better way, they're all looking for the power right now. So whatever group, because the globalization strategy is find leaders that will lead the planet and resources of the planet. So they fight in within each other to decide who's going to be the leader of the leaders. So they are intending to have 5 important leaders attached to a strip that is across the planet this way and not all the timeline this way. So it's across this way. So any country around that band will be under the control of a royal or title of a leader, whatever you want to call it. I call it royal because actually there is a push to all the leaders that have dictatorship control over their countries. My nose is itching, sorry. To take the power. So right now in Canada, we have that wish to take the control of the country, to gain the control of Commonwealth. So they complete all the country that wants to be part of globalization. Without that Commonwealth group, they cannot do it. And that's the reason they've been attacking me and wanting me out, because when Queen Elizabeth given me the crown of Canada, she's also been saying to us, heads up, this is what's happening around the world, and they want to steal Commonwealth, and I'm not giving it to my kids because my kids are hoping for a control of humanity and maybe being the big control of humanity, because if you have your hand in Commonwealth, you have a dispersed way of power across the planet, and you can be called the main leader. You know, it's what it is. We probably want to revert that to a more humanity-focused royalty that will power those people and get the control of those dark people that wants to use humanity, reduce humanity, put robots to replace them. They don't like to deal with human, and industry doesn't like to deal with human, and it's resetting the thinking of the planet, which is quite important for you to know, because if you reset the thinking of the planet to instead of having that planet for humanity and to be able to survive it, and you change it to you make humanity serve the industry to extract resources and build things that you don't need really, because if you think about it, if you are working in collectivity to your basic needs, you don't need any of the industry. And then you don't need it. It's just because it's convenient and it's easy, and because you sit in a city, it's proximity, it's facility. So they want you to want that facility, and at the same time they're making system to control you. And then if you don't want to work for them, eventually they will restrain you with the access of food, of services. And actually, if you look at the false government that is trying to implement themselves in the country, they are actually removing any assistance to humanity, and you've seen those fire in Ontario, they're not going to assist anyone because this is not the objective of World Economic Forum. I know it's a lot of information. I want to summarize with you. It's very important. So the Queen knew about globalization and the fact that they wanted to steal a big chunk of the planet authority. Royals had been made to protect humanity. That's why there is royal, as people were asking, why do we have all those royals? I know it's bugging the industry, because if you look at humanity, you have to make sure that the system are providing to humanity. They're pushing on industrialization because they don't want to serve humanity. It's a chunk of money that they cannot use for themselves. And as they want to push for technology, things, industrial production, use of resources, use of petrol resources for that control, because they will, if they want to send, one important thing is when you look at it, when you look at all the creative things that Elon Musk has been doing, all those electric cars, everything is set in a plan. This is what you have to understand. So, and it's all linked together, and I'm going to put you a good understanding on chart of how does it work right now, and you'll see in a global view how it's functioning right now, and why we need to wake up and fight for ourselves. So we have a bunch, so there are probably, in terms of leaders, there are probably a handful of people compared to how many people we are on this planet. But we let them because it's easier, it's more convenient, it's complicated mainly, and we don't want to get into it. So we decided to trust, so they've abused of trust, and you'll see the pandemic and vaccine is a huge wake-up call to how they're able to abuse of you and use you to their own needs. And this brings me to why I've developed all of what I've been saying to this point, is they've been illegally put a governor right now that is a governor linked with United Nations. She's worked a long time in United Nations. If you want to accuse those people using the legal approach, and you will use the international way, so you will use international justice. And when you look at it, quite interestingly, they are the same people that wants to lead with globalization. So it's quite interesting, because if you build crime for humanity and you put in place in United Nations or groups of justice that are supposed to judge if this is war crimes that needs to be penalized and to be ruled back, to good behavior. And it's a simple word. I just think it says what it says. And then you put that. So we have that World Economic Forum that has invaded Canadian government, that has put in place a governor that has a background in United Nations, and now they've been accused, Liberal has been accused of illegal strategy with the truck drivers. So they're fearing to be called humanity crime. And the same people that are judging are countries that has contributed and been participating in the World Economic Forum. So it's a total recycle right now of what's happening around the world. And we have to see it. And as simple as it is, it's the same group of people. So we have in the G20 group, so G20 is globalization 20. 20 was meaning 20 leaders of country that were meeting, but now it's 23. The three other ones has been work done by United Europe, and they've been doing lobbying to United Emirat Arab and the United North of Africa. And what they want to do is they've been bringing them into the group of G20. So you have European Union, the Emirat Arab Union, and African unions. So we still have 40 countries that are Commonwealth that has not come along with them. And that's what they want to do right now, invading Canadian government to steal the crown. So Mark Carney right now, that's what he's doing. He's using his name. He wants to name himself the King of Canada and Commonwealth country. And he wants to power my authority. That's the reason they've been trying to kill me. They try with a simple way, giving the contract to Elon Musk to hire people to try to kill me, and he's been putting strategy to discredit, calumnia, and do a lot of things, so people would never believe that I have the authority of Canada and Commonwealth. I am myself a royal from a long time, a bloodline in Canada and the world, and there has been a killing of my family, and they've been hoping over centuries, the past from the 18th century, so during colonization, that it will never wake up again. And Queen Elizabeth, that's what she did. She gave back the authority of that bloodline in Canada and Commonwealth to defend Earth right now. So it's the reason why Donald Trump is fighting against Mark Carney, because they are from the same group, but they fight for an authority that is the crown of Canada. And if either one or the other gets the power, it gets to merge the rest of the planet with that criminal way of abusing of humanity. And this is what it is. You're going to lose your freedom if they do that. You're going to lose any of what you possess in your country. They're going to take the control of everything you've bought over the years, your independence, and they're not going to give you a pension plan. They're going to make you work back and serve that royal kingdom. So they want to bring back, so this is not communist, this is not socialist, this is not totalitarian, this is feudal culture. They want to get back to the population serving a royal. So everything you will do will enrich that royal, and you'll have to suffer whatever torture he thinks it's the way he wants to control you. And I know it sounds pathetic, and people will say, calm down, Monique, calm down, Monique. And right now, I just want to tell you that it's been 4 years, and I've been targeting 100% prediction. And it's very important that you know that, because if I've had so far 100% on my prediction, it's a good moment to ask ourselves, who should we listen to? And it's been very difficult for them, because we've been pushing their strategy deeply, because every time we know where they're going, it's unconstructing what they're doing. Right now, the big thing is Donald Trump. We have to focus on what he's doing. Specifically, he lost all the center of United States. It's used to be a possession that was never formally given to an independent United States. They've been using it as Canada is using the land of royal to live. So USA is actually the same thing you've never been told. It is. So all the center of the United States is not an independent country of USA. That's the reason Donald Trump is pushing up north to steal the power of Canada in that part of the land, because right now he's lost all the power of USA. And he's worked with Elon Musk, and he's the one that was promised the crown. And he was promised the crown to take the control of the land that is in USA that was a royal possession. And right now, this is what's happening. So they tried that Elon could kill me or destroy me, and he's been doing a lot on social media to make sure I would not fly. So he's been blocking all my profile, so I don't reach you. I don't get close to you with all the information. They've been very, very invading of my private life, and it's a confirmation how on target I am with everything that they're doing. So I don't know how to make you work with me, and well, you don't have to. You know, I'm not a dictator, but I want to use intelligence, and I want to use understanding of what's happening to be able to do the right action, so we don't kill people in fights to get to what we want. So it's very simple. We have a handful of people around the world that tries to lead a one world order globalization strategy. And as you've seen earlier, all those three groups are the same people. They just want to steal Canada and Commonwealth country that would allow them to control the planet. And we have to stop this. That's our power. We have it, Canada and Commonwealth country. We just need to push the people that are inside your government. They're using the buildings and the places, and they put their hand in document. They use your money, they transfer it to Ukraine, where is the One World Order Central Command. And that's why they transfer always the money to Ukraine. They transfer it to One World Order to be able to pay for army. Like NATO is the army that is supposed to fight for globalization right now. We have a lot of countries, so if you look at the list of people that are in a buy-in to that globalization, a lot of industrials are, and a lot of them has been pulling back because they didn't want to be identified to it, or they didn't want to lose the financial power they had around the world. And we hope they're going to help us push those groups on the other side, because actually if they don't, they're going to lose everything. So they have no other choice right now. Or you get into fighting against them, and you agree that this money is important to fight against them, and then you keep a certain amount of power. Otherwise, they're going to take it. They are going to take it. They're going to take your industry. They want to do mega things, so they're able to control everything. So any little things or smaller things that is not at the size of Costco, I would say, something like that would be just turned off. They want to control what is the food, what's in it, and it's been starting already. Actually, I've done tests myself with Costco meat, and oh my God, it's been they've been using things in food that is not compatible with human beings. way of doing things, and that their intention is to control your brain. And yeah, this is main study that was done by Elon Musk and his family. I think his wife was working for that part of the business, so they've been building a strategy, and all the launch of Starlink satellite is made to have control emitted by those satellite. They want to use low frequency sound that are affecting your brain. This can change your behavior, your humor. They can model your thinking, and they make you see, when it happens, often it's because they don't want me to talk, and it's quite strange anyway. So they use it to control your thinking, so it doesn't show, you don't have any feeling about it, but it's happening. If you realize that you've made decisions that are not normally things that you decide, you have to understand that it happens at least 50% of the time via all the video you open and you listen to. There are hidden frequencies in those video that makes your brain receiving those frequencies, and that's sort of blocking it. And there are waves that are to maintain your thinking, your analyze to things. And if your frequency is staying in fear, they get at you easily with those frequencies. If you raise your happiness, it's crazy, but it's weird. But when you're happy, endorphins are sort of raising your, and you know, when you're in love, remember how people say, oh, you glow? And that's exactly what it is. So if you glow and you build a happy life, they cannot get at you because you're not affected by what they do, so they lose power. So it's a good way to fight against those groups right now, and it's easy. You just need to stop spending your day listening to what's happening around the world, because this is exactly what I'm telling you. You're just looking at it microscopically to each little thing all the time, you know, where they're at. And they're not at, they're just trying to get at you. They want to keep you in fear so you will not have the reaction to defend your country. And then we've never seen so passive citizen over a century. And it's linked to all that has been launched in the sky with all those satellites. I heard there are 1,000 of them rolling around the planet right now, and sending those waves to your phone so you are controlled. So it's a very big discipline. This would be the big thing you can do for the planet, that you control yourself to listen to the important information maybe you want to know, but actually right now, don't check if there is things crazy happening with Canadian government. All the employees inside the government, they don't even know what they're doing. And I'm sorry, but if you see document that doesn't have the Canadian government logo, and then you see that royal logo at the top, and that logo is attached to Mark Carney, that Mark Carney that is attached to a strategy to gain under his name the crown. And it's a fight between him and Donald Trump because they want the crown. So Elon Musk is the one that was supposed to get the crown for United States, but he's been the one trying to kill me, and now he's in deep problem, and that's the reason why we don't see it more. And he's been in true problem. You cannot just invade someone's life, try to kill them because you want their crown. And he's been playing with you. He's been telling you that there is someone crazy that wants to attack him, but actually he was the one attacking. And this is how they lure you through strategies right now. And then anything that you see right now on social media about presenting what's been happening in the government is all AI fabricated. So they fabricate pictures, video, and everything is mediatically fabricated. None of this is happening, because if you spend just a few minutes looking at them, you'll see they probably have different stories that they post on all the social media companies, because they are all attached to that strategy of globalization. And they're just going to be, I just don't know why they do it, because they're just going to be swallowed by Elon Musk if he was able to do that. And it's Microsoft, that is Bill Gates, that is the one that financed the vaccine that had a killing strategy. And look at it, look at it. Be responsible of at least spending half an hour checking what I'm telling you. All the posting from Canadian government has no formal Canadian logo, and I did not change any of the logo. And Prince Charles has no authority in Canada and Commonwealth. So none of the past information and way to identify Canadian government has been changed. None of it. If you look at the governor, you'll see they have a media company that is media.gg.ca. It's a media strategy, because not so long ago another company had media, but now they're doing that mediatic information to lure you. So government of Canada is not allowed to post anything on social media. And I've been saying it very often, but if you see anything that says what Mark Carney has been doing, he's doing illegal posting, because by jurisdiction in Canada, the Prime Minister of Canada and the Minister cannot do any form of propaganda of anything that is done inside the government, or they cannot associate with any group. And they are actually associated with the World Economic Forum, that makes that first illegal, important invasion of the country. And you remember, we had Klaus Schwab saying, we've invaded Canada using Justin Trudeau. And then Justin Trudeau was there during pandemic, so he was an important friend of the family, the father was. And they've been close to Prince Charles, and they've been part of the Prince strategy to steal back Commonwealth and the Crown of Canada. He wants the Crown of Canada right now. That's what he wants. He wants the power back, because they've lost a lot when their mom did not give them the authority of Commonwealth and Crown of Canada. But Queen Elizabeth knew what she was doing when she took that crown in 1977. Mark Carney was the one responsible for the Queen's finances. He was the trustful man of the Queen. He's been having his hand in all the information. Right now, he's abusing of privacy information and private document, as he's using those to empower himself into a crown. So he's stealing right now. That's a huge steal. So you're not at all under any of the people that are in place in the government right now. There is no legal requirement to move any of those people out. And our CMP and Army has been either lured into that strategy, thinking that Prince Charles is the power, and he's been producing false documents to lure the strategy in the first year of my reign. And they've been using the money of the inheritance to steal the country back, because they gave it to Elon Musk, that was supposed to steal the crown for United States. And now we have Elon Musk / Donald Trump working together to get the crown of Canada and Commonwealth power. And you have Mark Carney that is trying to gain the power. And they all want to go over my own authority, legal authority. I'm the only legal authority right now. That's a zoo. And I've been seeing a lot of things in my life, I have to tell you. I have a big background, and I'm not a bragger. I don't need to tell you what I've been going and leading in my life. But you have to look at what people say and what it is. You have to ask yourself what it is as a human being you want for your kids for the future. People are not asking themselves this. It's what are you going to leave to your kids in a world that is led by overpowered authority that wants to use them? They won't be able to get anything. They won't be. They will not have any freedom. They won't even be able to have kids, as what they put in the food is removing the ability of women to create babies more and more. And it's not something that is environmental. It's something that is fabricated, because they want to go as far as making babies in artificial wombs. So you buy babies. This is that crazy. That's the plan. And they won't tell you explicitly, but they've been breaking the information through posted information. And if this is what I've been checking over the 4 years, all the information that was coming out, it's been exposing them. They first were trying to make it like a modern world, but when people woke up and they realized that prostitution of younger girls was a way of killing women and removing women on the planet, making it at use of, they've been using those ladies to test torture and resistance. They've done crazy experiences on those young ladies that disappeared. And it's probably better that they did not survive that. But the one that did survive it, they've been shy to expose what it is. And you don't know because you've been in danger. So how much more they will be at you after. So everyone that has received an attack right now is fearing to be attacked. But I'm telling you, if you are strong and exposing them, you're protected. And if you pray, you're protected. I'm telling you, I'm here today, and I'm the proof that God is protecting us, if you believe in it. So believe in yourself, believe in God, pray God for your protection and protection of your family. Expose those people, as difficult as it is. And I'm telling you, it is difficult. I understand, because they destroyed everything in my life, every single thing. They wanted to make sure I'm isolated. I don't get any help from anyone. And they've been trying to convince everyone around me. And I had lots of people, I knew a lot of people, that I had a addiction problem. I never took any drug in my life. I had a mental problem that was creating my inability to take any leadership around the world. So they did not want me to lead, knowing all the experience I had in life. And I have had experience in so many fields. I have a medical background. I have a emergency response expertise background. I have a CEO assistance in dealing with humans and their business to resolve issues and get performance for both sides. I've done that. I had my business. I work for petrol. I work for mine. I started a mine. I've worked with Inuits. I've worked with hospital. I work with so many things. I have a good perspective of how things are functioning around the world. I did not know too much about all the corruption in government, but what I understand right now, it's been growing. So everyone that was a leader across those years had been contributing to what you're living right now. And it's very important. We have that opportunity to turn it off. We've done a lot of work in those past 4 years yet, and that you haven't seen, but it's huge. It's been exposing a lot of stuff around the world. And we have right now the government that has a link with the United Nations. What they want to do is they want to block any possibility to incriminate them into the war crime they're doing right now, and not being able to accuse them of stealing countries around the world. We're not the only one. We are an important one, but European Union has been stolen by people that are not voted. Ursula von der Leyen is a person from Germany, but she's been actually lying to people. I cannot see that people don't see it this way. If in Europe you say we're going to unite all in a one currency, and you don't see that it will also give them a power that you don't want to give them, but they've all been moving their own country power to a one person that wants to lead, and it's another one that wants to lead again. So there are a bunch of people that wants to take the control of those new structure they want to implement. We have Russia that has had ways they've been doing themselves a forum, and they brought people around the world to bypass the European Union wanting to get the power, and the prince that wants to get the power. So, and Donald Trump over that and wants to control the world. It's a handful of people. And we are 8.5 billion around the world. Just look at that perspective. And if you fear that you don't have any power, well, you need to step back a little bit, because what can you do for in front of authorities? Like if you have 1,000 RCMP that wants to attack you, they cannot do anything if you gathered together and you decided that they won't, that you will take control. So this is your responsibility to make sure you will be able to defend yourself for your country. If it ever happens, we hope we won't get there. We are working hard. You don't believe, you don't see it, but I'm working hard days and nights to try to understand carefully what's happening around the world. I just hope you appreciate that power that has royal authority, and how we're not linked to destruction to humanity. There are royals that want that, but I am not. And I have those authority, and I will make sure that I stay linked to God, because He is the one that has been helping us. You wouldn't believe all He's been doing. It's worth trying it. It's worth, I'm telling you. This planet exists because of God. We all agree in that. So why would we give the power to satanic group? It says it all. It's very simple. You have a planet that is created by God for human to live in and survive their life, give to their kids a proper protection, and be at the first base Maslow needs triangle, whereas you have to make sure that this is served before you're able to grow in the ladder of realization. But if you don't have the base, well, you cannot grow. And right now, we have a government that is the other way around. So they work by the ultimate power, and then they will be decided from earth how much they're going to give you. So that's a ultimate control. Do you see it? So it's this triangle compared to this triangle. And if you look at satanic and spiritual God laws, you'll see those two triangles. If they are balanced, we have a perfect world. Well, there's nothing perfect in life, but we have a very good world. But right now, they want to remove this one that is working at the base with humanity to a one power that will decide what you will get as a human. So I will finish on this, and I hope you've been enjoying that presentation. I will do them more and more. It's very important for me to tell you where I am with understanding what's happening around the world and what we're working at. We need you to trust yourself, gain power over yourself, love yourself. The love of yourself will give you a lot of power. Believe in what you think for your own life and defend it, beak and nails, until you get what you want. If you don't want to be under that form of control, well, it's not if you spend your day commenting on anything government that you will resolve anything. This is very sad, but this is what they want you. They want to be in fear and frustration. And I understand, because I open it and I look at it and I get frustrated. A second, first page, oh my God, what's this? And they want you there, because when you are frustrated, remember, you're at a frequency where all of their attacks can reach you. If you get yourself in a happier life, remove anything that is useless for your life, all the toys, so many toys. Rule yourself to the amount of time you can look at it and see the difference it creates in your mind, how powerful you get back to your own analyze on things. And it works. I've cut off television, I've cut off a computer, I'm doing a little bit of it here, but I cannot do this on my own. You have to have people agreeing. Like, if you have your own business and you charge 10 times the value of something, it's impossible that you create a good life. If you've gained 3 times and you get a good relationship with your employee, you'll see your costs will reduce tremendously. And I have enough experience. I have 40 years working in big industry and smaller ones to see that when people are happy and realizing themselves and able to feed into that chart, if you have people working in your business that have a good life, then they're able to raise, and then they will be giving you back, because you've made sure that they were not in distress in that part. If you keep people in distress in that part, you are removing the benefits for your own industry. And I don't know why people think that they have to suppress humanity to have performance, and it's the complete opposite. And if I have any industrial listening to me, I have enough experience right now in my life to tell you that it's true. Like, if you have situation that you create and people feel rewarded doing something important for a business that they are part of, in a group of people they are happy to be with, well, nobody wants to move from those business. They stay there forever. And you get an expertise that has no value. If you flip your people all the time into frustration and sickness and all that stuff, you never grow, because you never get into that base. You keep people frustrated doing everyone else's jobs, not able to do their own job, and then they're getting performance review where they're assessed under their own job as they've been doing everyone else's jobs because this company is so dysfunctional with how they are able to have those people with feeling part of the strategy. Leadership is exactly the same thing as raising a family. And I've always said that many times in my life. But if you are able to understand human being exactly like how you raise your kids, if you look at yourself, we are all powerful kids. We all have the same needs of love. We all have the same need of being appreciated by the people and the family we are creating. And we all bringing this to a world in an industry where we need to work to get what we need as base needs. And from there we grow. So it's a cycle. If you never get in it, you are just sending your production benefits into a cycle of destruction. And it's as simple as making sure your people are happy. And then you resolve only the dramatic people that are unstable because they've been raised in an unstable world. And see how far it goes. We need to work at our world and get back at understanding what is the base needs for humanity. If we don't do that, we have industrial that are unhappy because they keep their time replacing employees. They never get the expertise they need. Everything is happening and destroying. They have to replace all the time. So this is a cycle that is never ending if you get in that loop. And I understand if I was an industrial, I would just stop doing it. And if we send all the power to globalization to Chinese, we're not doing better there. I've been working for a lot of companies actually around the world, and the worst one were Chinese, and mainly because they don't respect humans. They see it exactly like they want to do with that world. You're just a way of doing things for them. And then if you are not obeying and if you're not doing for them what they expect you to do, the rest they don't give up. So it's just a reminder. I hope you liked it, and comment below if you liked it. If you are and have been listening to this point, I guess you were interested into that discussion, and put comments below. It's important for me to see how I am able to reach you, to bring you into a world thinking where we're going to be as royal, able to assist you in building your own beautiful world. It all depends on us. Industrial doesn't have anything to give us. They're going to build things that's going to destroy because that's what they want. They want you to rebuy it and use your money always to rebuy the same thing. And you never grow because you always spend your money at replacing stuff. If you replace a fridge every 5 years and they sell it $6,000, you lose $6,000 every 5 years, because they will not pay for the fridge by guarantee. Those are all fabricated situation. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I've been happy to talk to you. And it's a pleasure for me to try to rebuild that world together, and that you see how they've been trying to get at you, control you, get to your mind, get you into the matrix. The matrix is the construction, it's SimCity. You build this and then you use this, you have to use this. They're going to make price expensive, so you buy at the one place, and from there they control food. This is everything that they want to control. instead of making you happy and being a good asset for their business because they get back because you're happy. They want to torture you. This is so crazy. I can't believe that they do that. You know, industrial, if you're listening to this, and I've worked with people all my life and to all the aspect of medical and performance review, because I didn't work in the government, I work for private companies. And it's unbelievable how you don't understand how it works with humanity. So let's do that. Let's train our industrial at understanding how beautiful it is to work with human and how good we can do for them if they treat us with respect. Thank you so much.